Hey, what's up, Culture Drop? Galen here. This video is about the do's and don'ts of remote work and remote culture. Start with this one right out the gate because it happens a lot and it shouldn't ever. Don't micromanage. People do not need leaders breathing down their necks to make sure that they're being productive and doing their work and checking on them. That is not necessary. It will cause people to quit and hate their jobs. Do make better hiring decisions. Hire people that you trust. Keep people that you trust that are high integrity, that are accountable. Get out of their way so they can do their jobs. Find ways to measure how productive someone is being and whether or not they're doing high quality work. Find other ways around it other than breathing down their necks. People don't need babysitters. Don't have way too many meetings that go on way too long. I think sometimes leaders need to have meetings in order to feel like they're being good as a leader and doing something. It's don't do that. Meetings suck the life out of people. Do make sure that the meetings that you have are short, they're efficient, they're productive. The people who need to be there are there. People can leave when their part of the meeting is done. In lieu of endless meetings, have quick check-ins and one-on-ones with each of your teams. So check in. What do you need from me? How are things going? Right? Just quick, efficient check-ins on one-on-one on a regular basis. Create communication schedule where you and I will connect this time every week quickly to see what you need. Don't ignore the fact that some people need to feel connected and have community. Some people more than others, introverts, extroverts, etc. Some people really struggle with remote work and not being in an office. Likewise, some people really struggle being in an office and being surrounded by people and not being remote. Both of those things exist. Do create opportunities for connection and community building activities. Do things that are quick, that are meaningful, that give people a chance to connect about things outside of work and have some fun and just interact with their colleagues and their teammates to build rapport, to build trust, to build human connection between people. This can be quick, it can be easy and not painless. Here's a handful of ideas that I think either work for our team or I've heard about teams doing that work. Show and tell, right? Switch up who does it, but every week somebody just brings something from their house to hey, show and tell something that you have. Another idea is a TED Talk. People on your team have hobbies and passions and things that they're into that people don't know. So give someone, 3 to 5 minutes to talk about something that they love, a hobby, something they're into, a nerd, sport thing, D&D, whatever it is. And rotate who does it on the team. Also, competition between teams, so setting up fun things like that. You could do a trivia event, use Kahoot or something and do trivia inside the team. Water cooler chats where you just set up an opportunity for people to connect about TV shows and just random non-work things. As a piggyback to that, don't force people to participate in stuff like that uncomfortably. Also be intentional with the fact that some people are gonna find those things torturous and some people are gonna crave them. Find ways for people to participate at different levels. You can participate lightly. You don't have to be involved in this thing because it will torture some people and make some other people feel like the happiest thing in the world. Some people really need this, some people don't love it. So find a way for these people to still enjoy it. Do create space that's good for you. Create a space in your house. Don't just hodgepodge an office and where you work. So think about the environment that you're in, the distractions that you have around you. Think about creating your space a nice place and a place where you feel productive. Energy matters, and where you are impacts your energy, and bad energy leads to burnout and low energy stuff, low creativity. Don't totally blur the timeline of work and non-work. Have rituals and traditions that where you start work and you do a thing, you end work, you do a thing. Take breaks, schedule breaks inside the day of this is my lunch hour, take it at this time, whether you need it or not, take breaks. Don't isolate. Remote work is sometimes an opportunity to only interact with a handful of people inside the company, where it's it leads to more of us versus them, or I don't really know anyone else in the company besides my direct leader or the direct teams that I work with. Do create opportunities for people to network and build community outside of their direct team and outside of the people that they interact with on a daily basis. Sometimes that can be, team competitions, all the things I mentioned before about building community. You could use those ideas just with inner departments and stuff. Also networking. Your senior leaders should be more visible, right? With remote work, make people feel like they belong to a company, that they're seen by senior leaders, that they're valued. You should know your boss's boss's boss in any job. Be more visible for leadership teams. Last one, because I could go on forever, but this is probably already too long. Do movement. It doesn't have to be exercise. Any intentional movement is really good for you. Your brain is working all the time, so give your brain a break and let your body go to work. There's many times when I look around and be oh, it's 4 p.m. in the afternoon. I haven't eaten anything and I haven't got up from my computer for a day, for a couple days, for a week. It doesn't matter. But if you do that for 3 months, for 6 months, where you're sitting like this for 6 hours a day and you're not moving your body, it can mess up your energy, your sleep cycle, your health. So get up and do something intentional. It doesn't have to be push-ups or jumping jacks. It can, but any intentional moving, just stretching. You can work out or move for like 2 or 3 or 4 minutes. If you never do, the difference between not moving at all and moving for 2 or 3, 4 really intentional minutes of stretching is huge for your body. To do that, take 2 breaks a day where you just pause for 5 minutes and do something. Take a walk, right? Like anything that's like intentional movement, I think is really good for our body, for our brains. Well, that's a ton of things. It's probably way too long of a video. I'll stop talking. Go be awesome. Thanks for watching and tuning in. Subscribe to our channel. We put a lot of content on here. You can also subscribe to the Culture Drop mailing list and get these emails in your inbox every Tuesday morning. Follow our social media channels. Put a lot of free content out about just being more awesome and building great teams.